Families are traveling in pain, and there is no one to come to their rescue. Why is it that we are having so much challenges in our families? And with looking at all these challenges, will we have a better generation for tomorrow? So today we will be talking about family companionship. We will be looking at the challenges which are affecting families and what has to be done so that we can build and revive families for tomorrow. Welcome to One Truth, and thank you for joining me today. It is such a great delight that you have welcomed me in the comfort of your homes. And here we will keep you motivated and encouraged. I'm so delighted, and I would love to request that if you are new to the channel, please make sure that you do subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and shout out with a comment as we are discussing this wonderful subject, looking at family companionship. If I can impose a question looking at this wonderful subject, here we're looking at what are your thoughts? And why is that we have got so many broken families? And what is that has to be done so as to revive families? Please share with me your thoughts on the comment section. I would really appreciate that. As we look at in many families today, we find that many families have got mates, which is good to have them, but also we have to look at the effects of having a housekeeper. We also have got to look at also other families. The parents, they don't have time for the kids, they are forever at work. How does this affect families today? We are looking at the parents, they are forever on business trips. They don't have time to be with the family. They don't have time to go out and spend with their families. How does this affect families today? When it comes to the time of dinner time, we'll find that everyone takes his plate and goes to his separate room. There is no time when the family will gather together and converse and eat as a family. We are looking that the number of divorce rates are increasing each and every day. And you look at also that in families, there is always a new husband at home each and every year. And the kids are taught different things. And perhaps there is a new wife each and every year. How does this affect the well-being of the kids? So we don't have to only think of ourselves, but we have to look at the family circle at large. How does these things affect either positively or negatively? So this is what we are going to be focusing on today. I would love to look at example of Samuel. His mother, he took him to the temple to live with priest Eli. He was there and he was taught everything, and he was so obedient that even when he was called at night, he would jump and go to Pastor El. So in this time, he was sleeping. He hears a voice calling him, Samuel, Samuel, and he goes running to Priest El and he says, I did not call you. Go and sleep up until the third time. And then Eli says, you should say, speak loud, for thy servant is listening. So as we look at that experience on its own, it tells us that he was an obedient child. But early as he was focusing on Samuel more, he forgot about his children. And as a result, we find that his children were very bad. They had a very bad attitude. They did not receive proper guidance from their father. Some parents, they are forever looking at other kids. They are forever correcting other kids. But then they forget to look at their children. What is it that they are doing? We look at that the children are visual people. They learn by seeing. And looking at their parents, the way how they handle themselves in the family, the way how they treat each other, the kids will learn from all these kind of things that are happening in the family. So as I've already said that One Truth, it's all about building families for eternity. That is our mission. By God's grace, This is what we have to carry out and make sure that this mission is being fulfilled. So also, if we can hold hands together, looking at the building of the families, it is important that we focus on this generation so that tomorrow we will have a better generation. I've often realized that in many families, they've got a maid, and you find that the kids, they don't even know how to wash dishes. They grow up until they reach the ages of 16, they don't touch dishes at all. You look at some other instances, they don't even know how to iron. I witnessed one lady. She had a daughter, and the daughter was already 19 years old. And she was still doing that for her. And she says, my daughter doesn't know how to iron, so I do it for her. Because all this time she had a maid who was doing everything. And as a result, now she is reaching 20. She doesn't know how to iron. This is very pathetic. As a parent, you neglect your duties in teaching the children so that they can have a better future tomorrow. What if you die today? How are they going to manage to sustain themselves? So it is something that we don't pay so much attention to, but it does have got negative effects. Our text, as we'll be commencing with our wonderful subject for today, looking at family companionship. We read from the book of 3 John chapter 1 verse 4. It says that, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in truth. It is so wonderful for parents seeing that their children are walking in truth. But if they are walking in their own ways, then there is no peace in the hearts of the parents. As I was growing up, I used to dislike washing dishes. I didn't like doing home duties. But then my mother used to say to me, you have to make sure that you do this. You have to make sure that you know how to iron very well. You know how to cook. You know how to sweep and polish the floor. All these things, it is a must that you should know. In my house, I don't have a boy or I don't have a girl. Everyone has to do this. At first, it was so challenging, but after some time, I became used to it. And she used to say to me, just think of me dying today. Who do you think is going to look after you if you don't know how to help yourself? Who will love to have a troublesome child? Who will love to help you if you can't cook for yourself? You can't do anything, then therefore you are useless. Who would want to live with someone like that? And that touched me so much. And then I had to learn. Not that she wanted to die, but she was giving a lesson which is still sticking in my mind even today. Even when I see others failing, some other kids, I always give them that example that think of your parents are no more, who they used to do everything for you. Look at the relatives. Will they be willing to take you in their family when they know that you are a useless person, you can't do anything? So parents, they have to make sure they do their duties in teaching their children. It's not an issue of hating the child when you are teaching a child how to cook, how to do this and that. It's a way of showing that you love and you care for that child. And also going further to look at having a maid at home, you find that the maid does everything. And as a result, when parents die, that child will suffer because no one will be willing to accept that child in the family. I have always also often looked at the issue of in the time when the parents have to come to eat, the family have to gather to eat. But then the food has been dished there in the table, everyone comes and takes his plate and then goes to stay in the room and eat there in the room. There is no time of the family socializing and gathering together to converse with each other. You look at that also in times, there is a television there and everyone is looking there at the television. And sometimes you find that the father is on the phone. He is busy on WhatsApp. The mother is busy on Facebook. Then the kids, the other one is busy on TikTok. The other one is busy maybe watching soapies on the television. Everyone is doing what he wants. Everyone is doing according to what he feels is good for him or for her. And from there, you'll find that everyone, they all disperse going to their different locations. There is no time when the family will gather, sit, and talk as a family. Or even the father, when he comes home and he says, "My children, how was your day?" They don't even have that time. Why is it so? And this money that the people, they always say that I am looking for money. Yes, you are looking for money, but in that time when you are saying you are looking for money, that is the time when you are losing your children. It is so embarrassing to find that the parents, they say, "I can't even talk to my child. Can I please have someone to come and talk to him?" But you, as a parent, you are failing to do that. Why is it so? It's because you have cultivated a very bad habit that even the children, they don't have that openness to come and disclose anything to you. Everything only the maid knows. But you, as a parent, you don't know anything. So all these things, they are affecting the families. So how can we have better families for tomorrow? When we look at if the families, they have to hold hands together, help each other. And when they do that, you will see that we are going to have good and wonderful families. Looking also at the example of Moses, he was doing such a very wonderful work. And as he was doing this work, he even forgot to circumcise his children. But then the wife, she realized that there is something which was not done. And then she had to act up. But if we don't pay closer attention, we will lose our own children and we will give them to the world. And it will be very hard for you to bring them back to the Lord. I love the writings from Solomon. He says that train up the child in the way he should go, that when he is old, he shall not depart from it. As parents, do you give yourself some time to teach your children? Or you just leave them reckless to do according to what they feel is best for them? So we look at that families are very important in society. Looking at this generation that we are building, we have to build it nicely so that even when you are not there, they will still continue to be better parents for tomorrow. I also love the writings from the book of Joshua. We are reading from the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. Here we're looking at the time when Joshua was saying that it is coming for his time of living is coming to an end. He calls all the Israelites, he tells them, reminding them of the good things that God has done for them. And also, as he was concluding, he says that, choose ye this day whom you shall serve. Me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. How many do put their families as a priority, put them first in each and everything? So as we are looking at this wonderful subject, family companionship, parents, they are to become acquainted with their children. I would love to read in here from Adventist Home, page 190. It says that some parents do not understand their children and are not really acquainted with them. There is often a great distance between parents and children. If the parents would enter more fully into the feelings of their children and draw out what is in their hearts, it would have a beneficial influence upon them. The father and the mother should work together in full sympathy with each other. They should make themselves companions to their children. In some families, what I've realized, you find that the children are so open to the mother, but not to the father. Whenever they need something, they quickly run to the mother because they know that mothers have got a soft spot on them. Or either they will run to the father. If they want to ask something which they know that is not going to work out, then they will go to that other one, which they know that that one, it's easy to get to him or to get to her. So also even myself as I was growing up, I used to know that if I want something, I'll have to run to my mother or run to my father. I know if I want this, I will get it. So the children, they are always learning, they are always looking at their parents. They know everything, how the parents will treat them. So as a result, they will go where they are treated best. But in that way, also at the same time, we are losing them. You find that the one parent is disciplining the child. Let's discipline the child. But then the father or the mother says that, no, 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 leave the child. Let the child alone. The child is looking at everything that is happening in there. So one language, at home there has to be one language. When the father says no, the mother says no. When the father says yes, then the mother says yes. They all work hand in hand. And in that way, the children will know that we can't play with our parents. They will always do the right thing. So also looking at the second, we are looking at that there should be an encouragement and also commendation. Young children love companionship and they can certainly enjoy themselves alone. So as they can enjoy themselves alone, you as a parent, you have to make sure that you pay closer attention what exactly is happening with your children. What is that they like? What is that they dislike? And you are there to motivate on some other aspects that you see that it is of a paramount importance that they should know all those kind of things. So parents, they are supposed to be their children's confidence, that they should know that if I need this, or if something is wrong, I will always run to my parents. They will find a way how they can go about this. So this is something that is very important and essential in the families. Now we talk about time. Time is something that is very crucial. How many families do spend time with their children? The mother or either the father is forever on business trips. And when he comes home, he doesn't have time. He is forever tired. Or perhaps he is studying or she is studying. Everything, it's all about work. It's all about school. They don't have time for the children. Or even themselves as a mother and father, they don't have time with each other. What kind of a family is that? The children will grow up knowing that it is fine like that. Let's just live just like that. It reminds me, I was talking with this other child. He says to me, I really wish that one day I should have two wives. And when I have got those two wives, they just have to come and give me children. Then from there, I will take them away. Then I will live with my own children. Then I asked, as young as you are talking like this. What is wrong with you? Would you love to see your father taking away your mother and you only left with your father? He says, no. Then I say to him, you have to think wise of what you say. So also, it is important that the parents, they sit down with their children. They have to teach them at a very young age. Because if you fail to hold them well in the time when they are young, once the foundation is neglected, it will be very hard for you to make sure that the building will be straight. So the foundation is very important. We look at that, the parents, they always say that they don't have time. I have no time to give to the training of my children, no time for social and domestic enjoyments. Then you should not have taken upon yourself the responsibility of a family. By withholding from them the time which is justly theirs, you rob them of the education which they should have at your hands. If you have children, you have to work. You have work to do in union with the mother in the formation of their characters. So the very first 7 years, that is the time when the children are taught very well. That is when the character building takes place. So then the mother and the father, they are holding hands together so that they can mold their children very well. But if they neglect that, it will be very hard for them to go to take them into the line when they are old. So that time when they are very small, they are very young, that is the best time that the parents should do. So we also have got counsel to reserved to dictatorial parents. There are some other parents who are forever dictating to kids. Do this, do that, do that, do that. They don't even want to listen or to hear what the children say. Not that you have to take everything what they say, but you have to listen what they say. When we look at in the time as I was growing up, things are different to what I'm witnessing today. The kind of life that I used to live, it is different than the life that the kids are living today. Why is it so? And we all have to go with technology. Not that we have to allow everything, but some other things we have to adopt them. They are good for our well-being and also in the grooming of our children. Also, I've always seen a problem of parents having children when they are old. It becomes very hard for them to go with them. Looking at that, the child is coming from school, the child has got some homeworks and then needs the parents to help. The parents can't even read, they can't even see anything. They are old enough, they don't even have that strength. Or either the child needs to be disciplined, the parents, they don't have that energy. So all those things, they affect the children because they will know that even if I will say this, I will come from school and then say there is this money that we have to buy, we have to come with at school. Then the parents will just say, oh, that man, okay, it's fine, just take this one. They don't even know what that money is for. So the parents, they should have the children whilst they are still energetic, whilst they are still strong, not when they are old, that now they are already old enough to be the grandpas, but they are still having the children at that time. That affects the children so much. And as a result, the children, they will take advantage because they know that the parents, they don't know anything. We are looking at also the evil associates as competitors of the home. Here we look at that Satan and his host are making most powerful efforts to sway the minds of the children, and they must be treated with kind of Christian tenderness and love. This will give you a strong influence over them, and they will feel that they can repose unlimited confidence in you. So the parents, they are to be acquainted with their children. And if they do so, there won't be any barriers of coldness, and reserve should be allowed to arise between parents and children. Let parents become acquainted with their children, seeking to understand their tastes and dispositions, entering into their feelings and drawing out what is in their hearts. It is parents' responsibility to make sure that they groom their children very well so that tomorrow, when they are not there, they will build a better generation. Some parents, they've neglected their children, and now they are even suffering in marriage because they entered even marriage without knowing what to do. So all these things are the things which I see. It is very important that the parents have to hold hands together and make sure that they are molding very well the children so that we can have a better generation for tomorrow. So also looking at all these, I would also love to look at the issue of the phones. Technology is increasing each and every time. And as technology is increasing every time, everyone is forever busy on his cell phone. There is no time for the families. So families, parents, it is high time that we do an introspection looking at our families. What kind of a mother or what kind of a mother are you? Are you imparting a good influence on the children that even when you are not there, anyone else would love to come and have your children? Please share with me your thoughts on the comment section. I would really appreciate to find out what are your thoughts looking at this wonderful subject, the families. And also looking at the families, it is very important that we make good companions. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel because we have got a lot of content that is going to come. We have got a lot that is on the pipeline. So for you not to miss out, make sure that you have subscribed and make sure that you also give us a like. And if you go along with these comments which we have in here, please make sure that you give us a like. I really appreciate that. And also, we have got more streams coming along as we go further with our wonderful subjects, building families for eternity. So let's hold hands together as we are building families for eternity. I'm so happy that you have spent this time with me, and may the good Lord bless you in a very special way. Don't forget to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on the next presentation.